Hawkeyes look to sweep the 15-24 Maryland Terrapins. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome inside of Maryland Softball Stadium. I'm Nathan Schwartz. I'll have the action for you this afternoon. Once again, the Hawkeyes, Hawkeye lineup, but still gave Maryland a chance late in that game yesterday afternoon. The payoff right back to Booker. She throws to Sydney Lewis. One batter up, one batter down for Booker. This one, 15 appearances, 4 of them being starts as Mattiello lifts one out to right field. It's off the glove of Bailey Murphy. It goes to the base of the wall. Mattiello around second. The throw went to third for Runyon. It holds Mattiello to a double. But if that throw by Runyon went into second base, there was a chance Mattiello could have been caught in between. Just joining us, Jenny Young grounded out to begin the inning. Then Echo Mattiello at second with a one-out double, as Rivero will pop one to the right side of the infield. Some miscommunication, but Sydney Lewis able to corral it for the second out of the inning. In the box now, Tori Bennett. First pitch to her gets away by Bean. The throw skips in front of Borovac, who keeps it in front and holds Mattiello at third base. In Game 2, it was all Hawkeyes. The payoff on a one-hop to Sammy Woods. She throws to first, and Kira Booker's got a scoreless top half of the first. After a one-out double by Echo Mattiello, Booker induces the pop-out and the ground-out to keep the game scoreless after just one half. Team at 341 average in the 9th spot. First pitch for Jalen Adams is grounded to the shortstop, Sujin Berry, and it only takes one pitch to retire Maisie McFarland in the off. The sweep for Iowa. 0-2 to Woods. She waits on the off-speed, lifts it to shallow center, but making the catch is Tori Bennett. A quick 2 outs induced by Adams. To the top 2 hitters in the Maryland lineup, McFarland struggled to get hits off of Adams in the later innings yesterday. 3-2 on a line, but right at Talia Tretton at first base. And that'll cap off a 1-2-3 first for Jalen Adams. Worth 2 for 3 with a triple and an RBI. Also drew a walk. Now the 1-2 by Booker to left center field, but carrying the left fielder in Shearer on the move in the gap is able to haul it in. So now Booker looking to retire a 4th straight Hawkeye, and she induces another weak contact pop out, this time to Runyon in shallow right. It was the pop out. 1-2 by Booker. On the ground to the left side. Borovac across the diamond for out number 3. We got ourselves a pitcher's duel early here at Maryland Softball Stadium. No score. Bean hitting .301 right now. So far this season for Maryland as the Terps try to snap a 9-game losing streak. 2-1, that'll hit Bean on the elbow. Right on that guard in, expecting bunt. Benson does get it down, and the only play for Jackson's at first base with Young covering. It'll be a sacrifice for Benson to move Bean into scoring position. Perfectly executed right there, 44. 0-1, a high chopper right back to Adams, who shuffles, throws to first, and it's another out on the ground for the Maryland offense, but it does move Bean over to third. So a crystal clear opportunity. Runner in scoring position. Terps could use a breakthrough right here. The payoff from Adams. Inside corner, but it's too far inside for ball 4. It's a good at bat worked by Julia Shearer at the runners on the corners with 2 away. Terps looking to score the first run of the day. Borovac gets down the bunt. She's got some speed. The throw to first gets into right field. Bean will score from third, and Maryland's got an early lead. Borovac just puts the ball in play. Good things happen when you do that, and Maryland leads 1-0. Bean had held up because the bunt was just a couple of feet in front of the plate. But did that ball hit the plate before it went into the field of play? And I believe that's what's going to be ruled here. Some boos rain in from the crowd. Home plate umpire saying that that bunt hit the plate before Adams looking to escape the jam. Once again, 2-2, she gets the strikeout. A wild sequence there for Maryland in order for Iowa. Swinging a line drive on the 1-0. McFarland can't get there. It one hops off the wall in center field. And Avery Jackson has the leadoff double in the top of the third. So Booker again to the plate with the 1-2, and she picks up her first strikeout of the afternoon. Adams got her first to end the second. Just those 2 extra base hits for Iowa, which is yet to bite Maryland thus far. Young goes the other way. Shearer on the move again, makes the catch in the gap. She slips at the base of the warning track. Around third is Jackson, and she's going to score from second. On a routine fly ball to left center field, Avery Jackson tags up and scores all the way from second base, and that gives Iowa their first lead. So Booker, after giving up the 1 run, resets in the circle. Her 1-2 to Maddie Yellow is lifted the other way. McFarland squeezes it with 2 hands and gets Maryland off the diamond in the top half of the third inning. 9th home game this year for Maryland. It's 3-5 at its home ballpark as Adams paints the inside corner against Murphy for strike 3. That's back-to-back strikeouts. Just base runners in this one. It's been a rarity for them in this series so far and recently in the last few games. 3-2 again, a backwards K for Jalen Adams. In the walk in the second. 3 straight strikeouts after the walk to Shearer as Sammy Woods digs in. And she lines one past the glove of Jackson into left field. It'll be the first hit of the ball game for Maryland. It's Sydney Lewis, who had some good contact her first time up today, and good contact here. Back-to-back line drives for the 2 and 3 hitters in the Maryland order. Woods goes down the left field line. Lewis right back up the middle, and the Terps have runners at second and first with 2 away. Adams looking for the third out. Here's her 1-2, and she gets another strikeout. 2 strikeouts to begin and a strikeout to end it for Jalen Adams, who's through 3 scoreless innings in Big Ten play. 6-6 are the Hawkeyes, while Maryland is 3-12. Rivera will split the gap to the opposite field in right center, and she's into second base with the Hawkeyes' 3rd double this afternoon. Sacrifice situation here for Bennett. The runner at second, but she won't need to sacrifice herself. A wild pitch by Booker allows Caravaca to go to third. Maryland looking to salvage game 3. 1-2, the other way goes Bennett. It's playable for Bailey Murphy. She makes the catch, throws all the way home. It'll be close, but Caravaca barely beats the throw. Bean could not apply the tag in the nick of time. It'll be a sacrifice fly for Bennett. Both of the runs the Hawkeyes have scored today have been via the sac fly. Barry here, Talia Tretton to follow with 1 away in the 4th. 2-2, slapped over the head of Sammy Woods and into left center. And going to second for the second double of the inning is Sujin Berry. Has a chance to bring home Berry. Grounded to third, no play there. Borovac will throw to first and get an out there for the Maryland defense. 0-2. Right to Borovac. It does skip, but it's right to the chest of Lewis at first base for the third out. Iowa adds another. A sacrifice fly for Tori Bennett makes it 2-0 Hawkeyes. Now the 2-2 by Adams. Benson pops it up left field. Catch is made in foul territory by Echo Mattiello. Having to fight the sun, it was directly in her line of vision right now. 0-1 to right center, and this will get over the head of Tori Bennett. Runyon into second base with Maryland's first extra base hit this afternoon. Just the third hit for the Terps, 2 singles in the third for Wentz. 0-2, Shearer up the middle, base hit. The stop sign at third for Runyon. Shearer catches Iowa sleeping and gets to second. Excellent awareness on the bases for Julia Shearer, who does get her first base hit of the weekend. And now Maryland, for a third straight inning, has 2 runners on base. 5 with a runner on base. 1-2. Borvac pops it up to shallow left. Mattiello makes the catch, but will not have to worry about Runyon taking off from third. Borvac puts it in play, but can't worth. Here's the 1-2 pitch. On the ground to the third baseman in Avery Jackson. She throws across the diamond, and for a third straight inning, Jalen Adams is able to escape 2 runners on base, with would lead to Iowa's first run. And now Jackson has another base hit. Down the left field line, the throw to second, the tag, but Jackson's safe. The crowd in disbelief as Jackson barely gets the left hand to the bag in time. The bunt laid down by Simon. Lewis has trouble, throws to first, but Simon beats it out. Small ball working in favor of the Hawkeyes this afternoon. They'll have runners on the corners with nobody out against Booker. Left batter's box. First pitch by Booker, blocked by Bean, and Simon has no problem getting to second base. 4-0 lead into the 5th inning, but then put up a 5 spot in the 5th inning. Booker knocks this one down and is able to keep the runners where they are, but after the pickle, the runner at third and Jackson scores. Simon is thrown out at third. A lot to unpack there. There's 2 outs recorded on the play. Booker will be checked to see if she's all right, and Iowa somehow through all of that gets a run. Double back in the first. And Mattiello will reach base for the second time in the ball game. She walks with 2 away. Booker looking to keep the damage where it's been. 2-2. High line drive to left. Shearer, though, perfectly placed, makes the grab, moving to her right, and gets Maryland out of the top of the 5th. Hawk, a 27 game on base streak for McFarland entering this one. 1-2. Right back to Adams, who flips to first, and McFarland's now 0 for 3. Two here to Woods. Lifted to left. Mattiello now has some sunglasses, and he squeezes it for out number 2. Too shallow for Runyon to go around third. 1-2 by Adams. Lewis lifts it to deep left center field. Bennett won't have a play. It's over the scoreboard. Finally, the Maryland offense breaks through. It's Sydney Lewis with a solo homer to make it 3-1. The 9th home run of the season for Lewis. A mammoth blast to right center. And it's now just a 2-run deficit. Not been anything flashy. 2 sac flies for Young and Bennett. And then a sacrifice for Young again in the 5th, as Bennett flies out to McFarland at deep center. one-out double in that fourth inning. She would be stranded at second base after 2 ground outs by Tretton and Ramos. She gets another base hit here to left center. She'll stop at first this time. She's this 2-run lead. Maryland looking to break through again offensively. Booker will walk Tretton here. She's been good at minimizing the walks so far today after struggling with that yesterday. 1 in the second, 1 in the fourth. Both ended an inning. Bean to third. Borvak's tag is not in time. It's the 3rd wild pitch today for Booker. Great job by Bean to keep that one in front. Ball gets away by Bean. The flip home. She's safe. Berry scores from third on another errant pitch by Booker. As the Hawkeyes regain the payoff. Popped up over the head of Runyon. It falls into shallow center. Ramos drives in the 5th run of the day for Iowa. An RBI single up the middle makes it 5-1 Hawkeyes in the 6th. Responding after that home run by Lewis in excellent fashion. The first pitch by Booker to Avery Jackson is popped up. Sammy Woods hauls it in. There's out number 2. Woods trying to get there. She can't. Another base hit for Iowa. The 3rd of the inning for the Hawkeyes. All 3 have been up the middle. With 2 away in the 6th. Maryland in the bottom half will have Benson, Runyon, and then Shearer due up. 3-2 called, strike 3. Shearer comes in, replacing Booker, picks up the strikeout. Right now they're at 6-6. On the road, they're 8-7 this season. 1-2 by Adams. Benson the other way, maybe over the head of Mattiello, but she's able to track back and make the catch right in front of the warning track. Base hits. She comes up with nobody on and 1 away. First pitch, also to left field. Pretty much the same exact spot for Mattiello. And that's back-to-back flyouts to left field on back-to-back pitches for the Maryland offense. The 2-2 with 2 away. Shearer into left center, continuing this awesome day at the plate. She's trying to stretch it to 2. The tag is not made. And Julia Shearer has a multi-hit game. Here's Adams with the 2-0. The other way goes Borvak. This is trouble, and it drops past a diving Mattiello. Shearer will score from second, and Borvak has an RBI single. It cuts the deficit down to 3 and gives Maryland life in this bottom half of the 6th inning. Adams 2-2 on a 1-hop to Berry. The throw to first is picked out by Tretton, who's back there at first base, and that gets Iowa out of the inning. Maryland with a response, the RBI single by Borvak. It'll have the top 3 in its order due up. 3-2, down and away for ball 4. What an at-bat by Echo Mattiello. Back-to-back at-bats for her with a walk. First pitch by Shearer. Rivera gets it down. Shearer throws to first. Runyon covers the bag, and she's got the out there. Sacrifice for Rivera. Mattiello to second. Early in innings. That has been the X factor of the game so far. As Shearer picks up her second strikeout, she freezes Bennett on the inside corner and scored on a wild pitch by Booker. 1-0, driven to right center field. McFarland at the wall. This ball's over the wall. The cherry on top for Iowa. Sujin Berry clears the fence, and Iowa leads 7-2. What a swing by Berry. She gets to wear the chain back into the dugout. And the Hawkeyes finally are able to get a home run. 2-2. Hard line drive to left. Cornwell on a slide, squeezes it. A nice play ends the top half of the 7th inning. But it comes after Sujin Berry hits a 2-run homer to make it 7-2 Hawkeyes. Big Ten Plus. Bottom of the 7th starts with this pitch, and it's right back to Adams. What a start to the bottom half of the 7th inning. The line drive by McFarland looked to be a surefire single up the middle. And just using that tall frame of hers with the wingspan, just throws the glove up into the air and pulls it in. And Jackson made a nice play on the bounce, but the throw is short. Woods will get to second base on the E5. I was about to say, would have been too awesome. Indiana in 2 games. That was a 2-game sweep. Not a 3-gamer, though. Throw to first is good between Young and Trenton, meaning Iowa just needs 1 more out for its first 3-game. Here is that 3-1 pitch, and Bean pops it up. Left side of the infield. Jackson squeezes it, and that puts a bow on the sweep for Iowa. The Hawkeyes come on the road to College Park and take care of business. They move back above 500 in Big Ten play, winning Game 3, 7-2. What a weekend for this Hawkeyes squad. They sweep the doubleheader yesterday, winning 6-1 and 9-0, and then the Bats show up late in Game 3. 3 hits in the 6th, a 2-run homer in the 7th, a bunch of sacrifices before that, and Iowa wins the final game of the weekend, 7-2. But that's going to do it from Maryland Softball Stadium for our entire Big Ten Plus crew.